Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Waltons review where we got the gift there. With me, I got PvP. How are you doing?
Not bad, just eating a quick late supper, so I might be on mute for a little bit at the first start of this stream.
Yeah. Well, this is one of those rare episodes where they that pays off. They actually took the risk, because
Yeah,
a lot of shows will not take this kind of risk anymore with the death of a young person.
yeah, I don't think there's too many shows ever that have actually dealt with mortality in a realistic, believable way with actual real characters, like real people in real life. Because I mean, there's so few shows over the decades I watched where it really represents real life people in a certain era, in time, and the Waltons is one of those rare shows, really.
Yeah, yeah. And this is one of those ones. Spoiler: I think it pays off as we will show off in here because most people they get pissed off when you have a young person die.
Yeah, it's a very good episode.
Yeah,
Very heavy hitting episode.
yeah. I'm not sure where Resolute Germ is tonight, but maybe he'll be along here shortly. Maybe he's just running behind.
Could
So
be.
let's start with our prologue here. Living on Walton's Mountain, we were always in touch with the motion of life, growing and change, loss and gain were natural and were expected. We saw the green leaves turn to gold and then fall to the ground, crumpled and gray. But all of us knew that when spring came again, life would renew itself. But one summer, we were faced with an unexpected kind of change that made us all wonder if the future was really a thing to look forward to. I gotta say, the Waltons here has an excellent openings here
Yeah.
for the show.
Yeah, they're good prologues. I wonder if those were written by Earl Hamner Jr., who created the series, or maybe
Well, he,
different
well,
writers.
he is the. I think each writer writes the prologue, but Earl Hammer Jr. is the one that narrates it.
Yeah, so maybe he did write all the prologues. That's quite possible, I guess.
Well, he could have, or he just reads them. I don't know
Mm.
how instrumental he was on playing or for and writing this stuff here.
Well, I think I do remember occasionally seeing his name on the writing credits in some episodes, but actually, how many episodes he actually, authored and wrote the scripts for, I'm actually not really sure on that. I'd have to look that one up. Come to think of it,
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure
we
he
get
wrote
our
some.
open. Yeah, we got our opening scene here where they're talking about playing the instruments there, and Seth wants to play a recorder there. He wants to make his own and play a recorder. While the other ones are doing all the fishing there. I have never used a fishing pole like that though before. The old cane poles.
Those look pretty heavy, all right.
That cane poles, maybe a pound and a half, 2 pounds.
Oh, not that
They're
bad
not.
then.
Oh, they're no, they're not really heavy. They're heavy duty,
Hmm.
but I got the. But I'm so used to the fiberglass poles. There,
Yeah,
I
well,
got.
makes sense.
Yeah, I got all fiber. I think I got some fiberglass. I got some wooden poles. There, just depend. I got 14 regular fishing poles, 4 ice fishing poles, and a kid's fishing pole. So
Well, you're much more of an expert than I am. I haven't been fishing since I was a kid. Actually, it's been a long time.
I haven't been fishing in a couple months though, but the lakes will be. I might go to do some stream fishing here pretty soon, pretty quick
Mm.
here. With it being cooled down, the bullheads should be good again.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But it's been warm enough that the lakes aren't freezing up yet.
Yeah. Well, you got to make sure that ice is pretty thick before you go out ice fishing. I guess, right?
Yeah, I don't want to be like that dumbass up in Brown County.
Oh, do you fall through the ice?
Yeah, I guess how old this truck was.
I brand new.
How brand new?
I just bought it the week before.
Well, close enough. 22
Okay.
days. 22 days fresh off the lot. Ha-
And it's hanging
It
to the
literally,
bottom.
the thing had literally less than 500 miles on it,
Oh my God.
and the guy took it out on the ice. And
So it's like he had it 3 weeks and then he sank it down to the bottom of the lake.
the
Wow.
thing is, once all four tires are out on that ice, you have no insurance.
Yeah, you'd think so, eh? Yeah.
No, you do not have insurance. The
It would
insurance
be
will
a
not,
cause. Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense actually.
because you're not on a designated roadway.
It's probably called the dumbass clause somewhere in the paperwork, right?
Act of God. Like my dude, there's one meme that gets shared around at least every 2 weeks in fishing group I'm in. It
Yeah.
says, "Hey, does my insurance cover if I hit an animal?" Yes, sir. What kind of animal was it? A walleye.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Did I say hello to Jeremy? Yeah, hello, Jeremy.
Hey, Jim.
So yeah, so they're trying to catch fish. They need 13 more or something for dinner time. There's 14. I never did see what kind of fish that he had.
Yeah, well, I know John Boy showed a couple on the he had caught previously, and then I
Oh,
guess what's his name? Our central character caught one.
yeah. Yeah, this here's pretty much a small catfish bull. I don't know if West Virginia or Virginia actually has bullheads, but that's about it looks like a bullhead or a small
Is he
catfish.
there?
Hmm.
All you had to do was ask.
Yeah, it has the whiskers and everything. So it's either yeah, that's a black bullhead.
And they actually had a real fish on an actual hook in the scene.
Oh
And
yeah,
the animal rights activists would be up in arms if they filmed that today, right?
oh oh heck, my favorite one was some guy went fishing, brought a fish up, and he put it on the cement there, and he recast it out. Some person went and threw his fish back, so the guy picked the guy up and threw him in the river.
Good.
No,
Yeah, I love these
but
people that they're like animal rights, but I'm sure half of them probably drive through McDonald's every week or something, right?
yeah. Now the thing with this is this time of year where they're fishing at their here, is it early spring or is it late fall?
Hmm.
Did they ever say?
Well, I can't see any of the trees. If there was leaves on the trees,
Oh
I
wait,
might be able
they
to
still have
tell.
county fairs going on, so it's summertime. So the fish that they're catching aren't really they're not in the best time to catch them because a lot of fairs end up happening in like August and September.
Hmm.
So this is not the time of year to be catching those.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey Jerm, how you doing?
Okay. Yeah.
You sound down.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah, I fell asleep when I got home.
Oh. Hope you had time to watch the episode. This is a really good episode.
Yeah, a day or two ago.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I got fired, so at least fired
Congratulations.
fired for the rest of the year at least. Oh god, you should see Jill's reaction on that when I told her that when we were backstage. It was so funny.
Oh man, I wish I could have heard that one. That would have been good.
Oh yeah, she's feeling all kind of bad. But I have to buy 2 lottery tickets now.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess Jill
So,
cursed
yeah.
again today, didn't she?
Yeah,
Rare
she
moments.
swore yesterday.
Oh, good. So you can buy a couple lottery tickets then.
Yeah, and here they're all waiting for that time because what's his face? The Seth's father that they're all there for. Red Turner. He's gonna be on the Grand Ole Opry. Back when the Grand Ole Opry was created.
It was a big deal back then, I guess.
Yeah.
So Grandpa's the official timekeeper and stuff. Yeah, he's gonna go tune the station in. Blah blah. Blah. Yeah, And she's gonna help clear the table there because he's not gonna be first. I was like, that's awfully nice when the nice of the guests, to clear the table. There's one thing about like when I invite like my aunts over and all that stuff, for supper and stuff, or whenever we have the family get together, they will not leave they will not leave the dishes as soon as dinner's done. After we got done letting our food settle, they're up and doing the dishes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I help
Yeah.
with them too.
That's practical. Get it done like right away. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I don't dirty enough dishes to do them every day.
Yeah, I just
So
basically got one plate and one bowl. I don't need anything more because it's just myself. So,
yeah.
but I have a bad habit of letting the dishes sit out overnight, which I know I should wash them right away. So,
Well, we do about every other day. So
yeah, I got a few things in the kitchen sink I need to wash out.
yeah. All right. So this is Red's first appearance on the Grand Ole Opry. So she's gonna go. They all go over there and they're listening and. The old bluegrass sounds there. I can't play too much of this because I do not know who owns the copyrights to this thing, to that song. And
It's probably the production company because I imagine the songs might be so old it might not. The actual song might not be copyrighted anymore, but I'm sure the production company probably paid some kind of royalty to use it in the episode, so they might have rights.
Yeah. I only want to deal with one copyright claim today.
Yeah, let's not make it too complicated.
Yeah.
Something like that wouldn't be copyright at all.
Oh, well.
You wouldn't think so, because that's a pretty old song.
All right. So yeah, here after he's done singing, he's talking about they got 2 weeks of state fairs, and then he's coming home. Yeah. So after they're coming home, so they're all. And then here, what was it? Yeah, he gets all excited here. Apparently, his mama there. If she was around nowadays, she'd probably be one of those what's it called, Munchausen syndrome mothers.
Yeah.
Because the way she acts around the boy, she probably has some kind of Munchausen syndrome. Because she was way overprotective of him.
Oh yeah.
With stuff, so. And yeah, Grandpa's talking about
That's right. My own granddaddy. He played a recorder. Sounded real pretty. Only in those days they called it a fiddle flute.
I never heard the term fiddle flute before.
Me neither.
But I'm sure glad I know we had to take recorder lessons in elementary school. I don't know about you guys there.
Oh yeah.
But I'm so glad my memorization of Three Blind Mice has paid off in my adulthood.
Yeah, really.
I
remember.
Don't worry about things like
The ones we had were made out of plastic, and I could never make the damn thing sound like anything decent. Personally, I was just like, oh man, this sucks.
Yeah, we had the plastic ones too. I'm glad I learned how to play Three Blind Mice over doing my taxes.
It's probably about the only thing I could play on the damn thing, actually, when I think about it. Yeah, it wasn't the most beautifully musical instrument, that's for sure.
Yeah. Whoops.
Simple flute. Flipple? Flopple? Flopple flute. Flipple flute. Flopple flute. Flapple flute. Flipple flute.
Flipple flute.
And
I know
Hey, Boomer.
where there's just such a treat to suit your purpose.
All right, so yeah, hey Boomer, how's it going there? Yeah, so we got the kids can't pronounce it though. I've never heard of a flipple flute, but apparently they're made out of special what was it? An apple tree?
Apple tree, yeah.
Yeah. I suppose apple trees, the wood's not too soft, not too hard. It's just right.
Could be. I really don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I never actually made anything out of apple tree wood. Actually, come to think of it.
Yeah. Well, depending on what you're making, depends on what wood you want. Like, if you want something
Yeah.
that's real pretty but it's flexible, you want like pine wood. If you need something very sturdy, you want like oak wood or walnut, or maybe not walnut. I'm not sure. I know a lot of people pay a lot of money for walnut wood, but I guess that's because it probably doesn't have a lot of the knots in it.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the color of it too. The grain could be something to do with
Yeah.
that.
For some woods, yeah.
Yeah, well,
'Cause-
I used to do woodworking for like 10 years, and there's a lot of different kinds of woods, like a lot of different kinds. When you go to the hardware store and you start looking through the selection,
yeah.
sometimes they have some pretty exotic stuff, but it can get pretty pricey on some of that wood.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy here in town. We had a storm come through, and he had a black walnut tree.
Oh,
It's nice and straight and all that. And the thing came uprooted out of the ground there, and fell on his car, and the guy was so pissed off he went and cut up that whole damn thing into small chunks and stuff. I was like,
oh,
and if you would just waited a day or two, he could have sold that whole tree chunk for $15,000-$20,000.
yeah, and he could have probably bought a car to replace the old one, right?
Well, plus the insurance would have paid for a new vehicle.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb of him to chop up such a great tree.
Well, he was just so pissed off. But this was like one of those he could have gotten $15,000-$20,000 for it. Someone came
yeah.
and taken it off his hands for him, but nope, he let his anger out.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to wait a day or two instead of letting your temper get the best of you. That's true.
Yeah. So they're gonna meet up at Ike's at 5 o'clock in the morning. So that's like thank you very much.
5 a.m. Oh my goodness. That is
If someone
pretty
told
early.
me that they wanted to meet at 5 o'clock in the morning, unless it's like for something like we're going on a very long trip, or like I have to go get my kid and stuff, that's a fuck you very much time.
Well, I mean, John Boy sets his alarm. What is it for 4 or something? I think in the
4:30.
scene coming up. Yeah, no
Yeah,
frickin' way. I'm setting an alarm for 4:30 in the morning. No frickin' way.
yeah. And like the mother doesn't like the idea, but she's just being overprotective. So they're gonna go home early. They're out, and then he lets her and leaves her sit in a ring.
Oh yeah, I know those kind of mornings. It's just like I do not want to get up.
Oh man, good thing it wasn't the other kids there. I'd be if I had to if someone's alarm went off at 4:30 in the morning, and I was sharing rooms with them, I'd be throwing shit at them. I tell you that right now. Especially
Yeah,
they took that long to turn the alarm off.
yeah. I think I'd want to throw the alarm against the wall after a while.
Yeah, I guess I guess that one doesn't have the old snooze button on it. They actually got alarms now. Now that you can't just hit snooze in order to shut it off. You actually got to put the correct jigsaw or not jigsaw pieces, like these blocks in the right spot to turn it off.
That's
Like
kind
the
of
square
silly.
has to go to the square one. The triangle has. It's for the people like me that hit snooze constantly, and we wake up and we're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, I have
No,
my alarm set up on my computer, so I gotta get out of bed and walk across the room to turn it off. So that works okay.
well, my alarm's my phone, so.
I see.
And usually I fall asleep listening to something on YouTube, so.
Mm,
Or I've been watching NCIS lately.
okay.
So they go. So it's gonna take them about 10 days to cut the flute and that. They go race to the tree. Oh, oofda. He's had a sneezing fit. So he comes up short of breath and stuff. And he's trying to pick up branches and stuff. Then this happens. Yeah, he gets winded, and that sucks when it's the fall there, judging by their clothes, and they're sweating.
Yeah, if you're sweating that profusely. Well, I mean, he did run a little bit, but obviously there's something going on. Yeah.
And he kind of collapses, but you could tell that was kind of like a fake collapse a little bit, but you're not gonna fault it for that because you don't want the actors to get hurt.
Yeah, well,
So
I'm always actually impressed at how well some actors can actually take a fall and make it look, halfway believable. Because I certainly wouldn't want to try it. That's for sure.
depends on how much you're paying me. Huh?
Well, yeah, I guess if I got paid enough, I might chance it. But
Oh yeah. So yeah, he tells Jason to go get Daddy. That's one thing I noticed about that. They don't call him Dad or Pa, or very rarely do they even call him, because they call Grandpa Pa, or John calls Grandpa their Pa, but all the kids call him Daddy instead of Dad and stuff. So Jason runs and goes and gets him. Yeah. Ends up home. They end up going to the doctor there. Yeah. And this guy here, he's not very well lit, but do you know who this guy is?
oh, the guy
That
playing
is
the doctor.
Yeah, it's Dr. McIvors, but do you know who he is?
Probably see him better in the scene coming up shortly because I guess he has put the lights on. Okay. Oh man, he does look a bit familiar.
I'll give you a hint there. The boy who plays Seth is Ron Howard.
yeah, I know that much. That
Yeah,
still
that's
doesn't
Rance
help
Howard's
that guy.
father. That's his father, Rance Howard.
That's actually his father. Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, they play together in there.
Wow, did not realize that. Doesn't really look a whole lot like his son, does he? Really?
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back in 1 second.
You know.
Yeah, I didn't know Ron Howard's father actually did any acting.
Yeah, I never would have guessed. I mean, maybe he didn't do a lot. Maybe he just did the occasional cameo and stuff like this. But I suppose it'd be easy enough to look it up. I suppose.
Yeah. I know Ron Howard, he played on a few episodes of Star Trek.
Yeah, he had quite an acting career when he was younger, right? Because he was on what? Was it Andy Griffith show or one of those shows way back when?
Happy Days.
Let's see.
Right.
Yeah, he was on Happy Days there
for quite a while, yeah.
So, and Ron Howard there, he was on that one episode of Star Trek, very early season, the one with the yellow hexagon things with that baby that was running the starship of the first Federation.
That was Clint Howard, though, his brother, wasn't it?
Oh, was that Clint Howard?
I believe so.
Okay, then never mind. Then never mind. I
Corbinite maneuver, right? That's what you're thinking of? Yeah. I think it was Clint.
Okay, then never mind. I lied.
Well, it's easy enough to get the brothers mixed up, I suppose.
There's too many damn Howards. There's too many Howards. Damn it. Damn it.
Well, it's kind of nice to see a Ron Howard pop up in an episode, though, because I wasn't expecting it. Because he did go on to start doing directing, probably not a whole lot of many years after this. Because didn't he start directing movies when he was in his 20s at some point?
Not
that I can
went back
remember.
to school after the acting thing sort of dried up on him. He did go back to school, and I don't know when he started directing after that.
I'm kind of remember what his first movie would have been, actually, now that I think about it.
His first movie,
that he directed, Gorilla.
Oh, they directed? Oh, I can't get you that information just as easy. Or I can't, but I can get you his first movie just by IDBM puts it in yearly order there.
Well, I know he did Andy Griffith back in the early '60s, and then Happy Days in the '70s into the '80s. So he did actually have quite a long career acting, like from like 1960 to '84. It says here in those shows. So
Yeah.
that's quite a few years.
Yeah. He actually did some bit parts, like there's a show called Playhouse 90 he gets a credit for 1959. So he would have been like 5 years old.
Yeah, he was pretty young when I remember Andy Griffith show, like started in 1960 or whatever. He was just a little kid in that show.
Yes.
Oh, he was also in Dennis the Menace.
Oh, was he?
The old one, the black and white one.
Oh, the black and white one. Okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah, it doesn't have much on his films here.
I wanted to point out the music in this.
Do you know what leukemia is, John Boy?
I don't know if you're hearing that music, but it's like that subtle tone, like, oh, we're just gonna get a big expedition dump here.
All right.
Yeah, that somber. It's not quite somber music, but low tone.
No. It's a disease of the blood. What can you do about it? Nothing. Nothing. Not today. One day, maybe research will come up with an answer.
Yeah, that's always there you go. Well, someday, well, it doesn't help us now, does it?
To be more specific, he's a good 60 years before even False Hope was a reality.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
My great aunt had that.
Even today, I don't know how well they can manage it, but even today, I guess it wouldn't be a very good diagnosis to come down with that.
Can they filter the blood now? Like filter the leukemia out of the blood now?
They have several different treatments. Just primarily is still the chemo and radiation.
Oh, that works for leukemia?
Well,
It's pretty much the standard for all cancer.
It's blood cancer, basically. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you think they'd be able to filter it out through kind of like through dialysis, because that's what stuff. You think
dialysis filters out toxins from the blood to make up for like kidney deficiency.
Yeah, basically, it's if your kidneys aren't working well enough to filter things, then you have to go into dialysis. Yeah.
But we have to wait. But, I mean, Seth doesn't have much time left. He'll live another year more. There's not a blessed thing any of us can do for him.
Yeah, so that's the gist of that scene there. They don't, no cure, and they say, you think they might have caught that sooner. But I suppose this is 30s.
Back then, no.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you weren't showing any symptoms, and it sounds like at the beginning of the episode, like I think his mother said something about, don't exert yourself because you had a chill or whatever. Like they just thought it was like some kind of cold or flu or something is what I'm thinking they thought. So maybe he only had symptoms for like, a month or two before this.
Oh, then that's a fast-acting leukemia right there.
Well,
it's
I think
early.
People can be ill for a while without, exhibiting symptoms, especially if you're younger. It might take longer for the symptoms to show up, right?
Because he's not being diagnosed with stage 4. He's being probably diagnosed with the most basic. And that year is, back then, that's a very long time for that.
Yeah. So here they're taking them all back, dropping them off. Then Seth, he runs off. And she tells John Boy to go get after him, but he's not. So then McIvors is there. God, if this wasn't such a serious episode, I'd be making a joke about it being that being a mating call. The old mating
Yeah.
call.
Old
boy.
Ron Howard couldn't really portray emotion very well.
Yeah. So yeah, he's having this cry out, and then
Yeah, I can't
eventually-
imagine being told you're going to die at the age of 18. That would be quite a big shock, I would imagine.
is Jason almost 18?
I think he mentions he's
17.
around the same age. in the
Yeah,
episode, doesn't he?
He's
but
17,
John Boy.
what's he 18?
So how come Jason hasn't been doing as much around the house as John Boy does?
He's a
Like
slacker.
with helping with the sawmill.
Yeah. Well, he started to. He's just turning 17 now.
Yeah, well, John Boy has been helping the sawmill since he's probably 12.
He probably figures that, well, John Boy's, getting it all done, so I'll just let him continue.
Yeah, but you got to have the kids teach a lesson there.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
think Pa would get in there and say, hey, get to work, kid.
Yeah. Yeah, he comes back, and he'll go there in a minute. Then he said he asked John Boy to go get that apple so he can carve that thing because he's gonna get Jason started on those lessons right away. That's a sign of a good friend. He knows he's gonna be dying, but he's gonna keep his promises to do the lessons that he promised.
Yeah.
Well,
It's good to
yeah.
keep your goals.
Well, it's something they can focus on to kind of, take his mind totally off of the death sentence he just got. So
Yeah.
it kind of gives him something positive to focus on, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, they head home, and yeah, he called her.
He's just trying to learn.
Yeah, but Grandma's complaining about the time they get home. They've been gone for hours. Blah blah blah. They tell it.
He's beginning to worry about you. You must be starving, old woman. Why don't you stop your muttering and feed him?
Oh,
I
woman.
kept your supper warm.
Yeah, I can just imagine the look my mom would give my dad if he would have said that to her.
Yeah, he would have got a whooping, would he?
Oh, not necessarily whooping, but he would have gotten the look. He wouldn't be getting any that night. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he'd be on the couch that night, right?
Yeah.
Is there an episode where Grandpa doesn't get a shot in about the old woman line, though? It seems like it's pretty common in episodes.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Walton's trope, I suppose, really.
That's one of those for the drinking game, take a shot.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
If we had a Waltons drinking game, that'd be take a shot territory. Which we gotta start doing that for. We gotta start coming up with when we do our watch parties there. We gotta come up with a drinking game.
The only trouble is if we haven't watched the movie before, it's hard to anticipate what would be a good word to take a shot with, right? Like, it's like everybody knows, like Spock's brain. Every time you hear the word brain, you take a shot. Like everybody pretty much knows that. But it's like if I haven't seen a movie, I don't know. What would be a drinking game for it?
Hey, LDG, welcome to the show.
Hey, LDG. Could always watch a movie that we've seen previously, I suppose, though, if it's got lots of good opportunities for a key phrase or a key word that they use over and over again.
Yeah, I could come up with a drinking game too for this stuff. Yeah, and hey, Pickles, how's it going? So,
Well, thank you. If you lost your appetite, something really must be wrong.
yeah.
What is it, Liv? You're shaking.
What does the doctor say?
He said that.
Yeah, they don't know what to say there, but at least they didn't horse around. At least they said, as soon as they said they're not hungry, they knew something was wrong. Yeah, like on the Star Trek there, for example, how many times does people act differently there and nobody questions it at all?
Especially like in the original series, that did happen quite often, didn't it?
Well, I was thinking TNG.
Well, that too. Yeah, that one as well.
But anyhow, yeah.
Jim, Bob, Elizabeth, would you go to bed, please?
Mama.
Please.
Yeah, when they send the little kids out of the room, you know something's going on. Of course,
And
they
you know,
What's wrong?
of course they stay
you
right
know-
at the top of the stairs so they can
yeah.
eavesdrop.
At least the kids are smart to stay out of sight.
That's true.
They were smart enough to stay out of sight there, because how many kids will just try to peek around the corner so they can watch and listen?
Seth, John, he's
What?
He's gonna die.
oh Lord,
Why, he's just a youngster.
He's the same age as me. Seth's not sick. He's just tired out. He had that cold. You remember what his mama said? He's just got to chill.
the doctor says he has leukemia, Jason.
Well, the doctor is wrong. He's just got to chill.
And that's what was that? The first sign, or was it? There's the first stage of grief is denial.
Denial. Yeah, I believe so.
Yep.
Yeah, you get that? It's denial, then anger, then acceptance.
Isn't there bargaining in there first before acceptance?
Yeah. Acceptance is the last one.
Yeah, Jason really does take it pretty hard through most of the
That's
episode.
his best friend.
Yeah. But I mean, it's bad because Jason just basically can't even face him, which you think if he was a best friend, he would go there and, spend some time with him, you would think, right? So,
Yeah. Well, the first thing, it's denial, then anger, then bargaining, depression, then acceptance.
there you go.
Some of us stick to the last three to save time.
No, I
Yeah.
don't even stick to the bargaining.
Jason, it's a blood disease. You can't cure it. Get out of here. Go on, get out.
Oh.
Come on, all of you out of here. Go on.
And they would not do that nowadays at all. And plus, if I would have done that to my sisters, no matter what kind of news or what was going on, I would have gotten an ass whooping for that. It's right there.
Yeah, he's pretty upset in this episode, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they all come down wondering what the hell's going on, and John has to come talk to it. And he's just beating on his guitar as he can hear it.
Yeah, it's not the best melodies ever played in the show, is it?
Yeah.
He's pretty pissed off.
So,
man.
Now they're out here playing tag. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and then here he's showing off the flute. Apparently it feels like silk.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it's good. Get her some of that old honey dust, huh?
I couldn't pass up that wood joke, sorry.
That is the primary favorability for applewood.
I guess it is a nice smooth wood, isn't it? I've never actually used it, but I guess it is quite nice to work with.
Yeah, I don't do much with wood there. Though I do got a bunch of the basement. I was planning on building a bookshelf, but
Oh, that's cool.
that never happened.
Yeah,
I
well,
wouldn't
if you're
trust
using
applewood for anything serious like a bookshelf or anything like that, but arts and crafts.
Yeah, you'd want to get something pretty sturdy to build a bookshelf. Bookshelf, that's for sure.
Yeah. Then here he's worrying about his mama because of Pa being away so much. He's been kind of keeping an eye on her, you know.
Hmm.
He yelled it out. He's talking about how he yells and he heard the calls of the whippoorwills, berries dropping off the trees and all that, and he just wants to live his life now. It's all about his hearing. And that, so yeah, and that's one of the signs with the musical, like with tons of musical people. There is, you get that where they hear the sounds of nature more than other people there because they're constantly listening for the rhythm of the sound and stuff. There,
Yeah.
you probably know more sounds than a lot of us there. PvP with you with as much as you like music and stuff.
I suppose I don't hear. I mean, since I live in the city, I don't get to hear a huge amount of nature. I mean, I do hear the birds and the trees and stuff, of course, but it's not like there's too many, animals around here or anything. Since it's pretty populated area. So, but yeah, I
No,
definitely
but
do
you
notice the birds.
Yeah, but you also probably hear like the sounds of the city too. Like the different sounds of the city can have its own tune too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's not just. But you probably hear you could since you're always listening to music. You could and you talk about the beats and stuff. You could probably hear more than what other people would hear. That like for me, I'm not a big music person. I don't listen to very much music,
Uh
so
huh.
therefore I probably don't hear like some of the subtle stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's always the traffic noise and stuff. Of course, right?
Yeah. Hey, it's Scurvy's here.
Hey, Lemon.
Hey, Scurvy.
All right, Lemon.
Yeah. So then they go out and they're playing tag too. Oh wait, yeah, they finished their talking. They're going out. They're playing tag. And then the mother's like, yeah, she's talking about how she always wanted to have more kids, but either the father's not around enough, or she won't hike up the skirt for him. One of the two.
Yeah, well,
Nothing. Okay.
you think she'd still be young enough to have another child, but maybe it's just a little bit past the time where they want to raise one, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Especially if dad's
up
on the
there
road.
with yeah, she's the same age as the Waltons' mother, so it's probably a bit late to be seriously contemplating that.
Yeah, I'd say she's what
I don't know.
mid late 30s kind of age, roughly.
My daughter's mother was 34 when we had Hadley.
Yeah, my mom was 35 when she had me, so it
Yeah.
can't happen, right? Because they didn't
It
even
can,
expect it. They didn't even
yeah.
expect it. It was just like
And
a surprise.
That's more the
yeah,
oops baby
Yeah,
than
yeah.
anything
yeah,
else.
I'm glad it
yeah.
was though.
And if she's the same age as Olivia, that'd make her 36, I believe,
Sounds about
or
right.
34, 30, probably 35, 36 there because uh, Olivia and John got married at 18. And they
John
had
Boy
John
is,
Boy right after that.
yeah.
So at the latest 37, but
Yeah. Now
but
remember when you were what 24, 25 when your kid was born? Try doing that when you're running down 40.
well, I am running. I'm on the early. Well, I'm still in the early stages of the 30s there with Hadley there, but I was. Let's see, I was 22 when Owen was born.
Yeah. And now imagine that 2 decades later.
Oh yeah, I'm not nearly nearly as energized as I was in my 20s, and like me, I don't nearly do as much as I like used to work. there. Like there's one day I did a shit ton of work there, but I was just there to prove a point. I was just trying to prove a point to our guy running the shaker, and someone just died.
Hey, Euler.
Yeah. Yeah, the ambulance just went down the road with the lights on, but the sirens weren't going, so someone died.
Hi, Euler.
Yeah, hey, Euler, how's it going? Oh, Scurvy here says, hike up the skirt, language gorilla. Should I say that she should have had, what's the husband's name here? She should just sit there, bent over right for Red Turner they're bent over the table for him. Because I could get a lot filthier than I was there.
Oh, well, Lemon, you should know from some of our past streams, we usually throw in at least one good sex joke somewhere. So.
Oh yeah. And if the hike up the skirt's bad for you, you should have heard when I was talking about Aaron there being a dominatrix. So
yeah, that was a classic. That was a classic.
PvP, you brought out the old sock joke, so
yeah, the old Paul has that special sock joke. Yeah.
yeah. And he goes, I was told there would be no math today. Hey, I did all this math in my head, so and my pencil broke. He says, he says I'm being tongue in cheek.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least your tongue is in your cheek, at least, I guess. You'll be somewhere else.
Oh man.
So anyhow, the mother there, what's her name? So I can call her. Well, so Wilma here, she's scared that she's not gonna be able to hang on. And it's like, I don't like that. That's one of the probably be the worst things, burying your kid.
Yeah.
And it's not like the people with the military have it hard enough, but they have time to they come sometimes, they expect maybe there's a chance that their kids won't be coming home, but this is just one of those the child's sick with the disease and they're probably thinking this is all my fault, I don't know, is leukemia genetic or is it just something picked up over time?
Well, obviously the parents didn't have it, so
yeah, it's a recurring flaw like any other cancer.
Maybe it skips a generation or some kind of thing. Yeah. I'm not really sure.
It's not exactly inherited, but you can have a family history of developing certain types of cancers. But it's to be the most general, it's a flaw that develops. You can be susceptible to developing that flaw that causes abnormal growth, but there's no real guarantee.
Yeah, it's not hereditary, so that's not genetic. So basically, it could be genetics, but
yeah.
Yeah. And Scurvy here says, "Excuse my use of the word tongue." Coming soon to Gorilla's channel. Humanoids from the deep, horny monsters. You gotta do a review on that, there, Euler. Yeah. So leukemia is not really genetic, So, but the mother's probably gonna blame herself for that. Then he's out there crying. He's having a lot of fun playing with the other kids and all that. And I'm gonna play this here.
It'd be crazy to let this happen.
Sorry, ma'am, I forgot myself. It was all my idea.
Yeah, and she immediately just blames John Boy for it.
Yeah, really.
I'm actually surprised Olivia let her talk to John Boy like that.
So she knows John Boy can take care of himself.
Yeah.
You taking leave of your senses?
No, ma'am, I'm sorry. Mama, stop it. What do you want me to do? Just sit in a chair all day and watch everybody else outside? I'm not going to just stay inside the house and watch.
Notice Jason right there. He's just staring out there, but he still hasn't even talked to him since he got the diagnosis there.
Yeah.
And this is a good reference here because he's talking about passing by the window here. And that's basically what Jason's doing right now, is just watching life passing through the window there in his grief stage.
Good point.
Life passing by the window.
Really good.
I want to be part of it. You know what you're doing, Mama? You're making me feel like I'm laid out in the parlor already. I'm 17 years old, Mama. I'm not going to get to be 18. I want what's left to me. I want all of it, Mama.
And he has a good point there. He already knows he's dying, so while he still can, go do what he wants to do, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Why he's still healthy enough to actually do anything? Because there will come a point after a certain number of months where he's too weak, to do anything much at all. So why not make those last months, count and be as active as possible when, like, he was just with the kids having fun there. Like, I know the mother's
Yeah.
overprotective, but she's being a bit, she's being a bit overprotective for sure.
Yeah, because it's not like he's asking for. All he wants to do is play with his friends there and
Yeah.
play music with his father. It's not like it's not like he's going and snorting cocaine off a hooker's ass or something.
No, give that another 6 months and then consider it.
Oh man.
This music here is what I want to point out. This is really good music right here.
Yeah, it distracts from Ron Howard's acting. He's acting since he was 5 years old. You'd think he would have learned at some point.
Yeah, who did the music for this? The story is by Ray Gallup and Jack Harriman, Carol Eva McKinnon. I don't know who did the music for this. I'm not gonna. Let's see. I have already reviewed the movie. It was a special request. And Mother Greg says, "Psycho mom in the window scene." Yeah. Yeah. So basically, yeah, they're gonna head home now. And she says he's gonna stop by later, but she doesn't want it today. He said enough excitement. There, he left his carving tools there. Now this is another scene I really wanted to play with because anything with John Boy and John is gold.
It's true, but time has a way of taking care of things, son. You get older, you realize that everything has a beginning, time to be, and an end.
I know all that. It's just not something I need to be reminded of every day.
Yeah, because we yeah, that's the one thing that it's a good thing that John Boy can always go to John and ask for advice. And what John says is always. John could have made a lot of money in being a psychologist instead of a lumber mill.
Well,
Yeah,
thankfully for them, there were no psychologists, just the fully educated, I think psychologists, they're psychotherapists, would what John would have been.
yeah. Well, Paul has learned from life experience. He hasn't taken, he hasn't studied at a university about it or anything. So
Yeah,
it's more grounded in real down to earth living.
yeah.
John
could actually help somebody. Those quacks with a degree are just going to give you Valium.
Yeah, I've heard some stories about some of them. That's for sure. Yeah.
I heard Valium could be real good.
This is a good scene, though, for sure.
Kind of a private understanding. Dying is a natural part of living.
It just seems very unfair to me that somebody like Seth, who has so much to look forward to, can all of a sudden have everything taken away from him.
That's the unfair thing with life. Usually, this is like one of the things here where they say the good die young.
Sometimes.
Not so much the good die young, but the evil, cruel pieces of crap just never seem to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, look at what's his face there from this Ron Kisser, not Ron.
Henry
Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, he's like what, 100 years old or something now.
Yeah, that fucker. He could have died 50 years ago. Nobody would have shed a tear.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I
But
can't believe how that old sucker's hung on all these years, man.
no, he's dead now. So
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, is
yeah.
he just
he actually
passed.
did? Oh, he did. Oh, finally. Jeez.
What is Euler Greg putting in the chat for us?
That is his link to the review of the movie.
Of humanoids from the deep.
That would be
Okay.
it.
Yeah, so make sure to check that out, people, after the stream.
And then he has to live the rest of his life knowing that no matter what he does, none of his dreams can ever come true. I don't understand that. I mean, I look forward to going to college. And I look forward to becoming a writer and having a family.
No, he's making a good point there. Would you really look forward to much stuff if you know you're going to die in a year?
It really depends on what point of life you're at.
I suppose.
I think it depends on your frame of mind too. It's like you got a year left. You either do something with it or you just lie down and wait to die. I mean, that's your choice, right? So, I'd kind of want to try and, keep myself busy with something, not to be dwelling on it constantly.
Yeah.
I guess it depends, what state of mind you're in when you get the news, basically.
Yeah.
And if you got family and friends too, I mean, that would make a difference, of course.
I guess that first link is Cub and Greg's New Year's Eve stream live from Germany, Texas, Britain, and Ohio.
Okay, cool. And the next link will be that humanoids review. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I don't see how Ohio fits into that pattern, Euler.
What's it? Germany, Texas, Britain, and Ohio? I'm guessing there's going to be 4 people on the panel. One from Germany, one from Texas, one from Britain, and one from Ohio.
Yeah, but Ohio is just depressing. I've been to Ohio. The place is Cleveland. Jesus.
Yeah, I've never been to Ohio. The closest I probably got was St. Louis there. Graceland would be the closest I got to there.
Tennessee?
Yeah, Tennessee.
I'll be right back. I'm just going to take my plate and put it out in the kitchen. Be back in a minute.
All right.
Okay.
Everything I'm doing now in my life is like a preparation for what's to come. If I didn't have any of those things to look forward to, I don't think I could take any pleasure in living at all.
Seth doesn't have any of those things to look forward to, son. He's trying to take pleasure in life.
Yeah, he's trying to take pleasure in what's present, not what's in the past there, or what's to come in the future. He's just holding on to what pleasure he can get now versus what he can get in the future.
It just seems pointless to me.
Welcome to life, kid.
Yeah. You notice how John's taking long pauses before he actually answers this thing, and he's not exact in the way he's doing his eyes there. That makes it great where he's actually thinking of trying to come up with the answer, that's not complete bullshit, and makes John, just to make John Boy feel better, he's giving him a reality check.
There's a lot of people walking around feeling very disappointed and unhappy about life. They were counting so much in the future, they forgot to live their lives. Seth understands something we should remember.
Yeah, so he's basically saying live for the present, not for the future.
Didn't have any future.
That's great advice when you don't have a future.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's no point in walking around being unhappy in life because your life's gonna pass before your eyes, and if you spend it all miserable, you can't spend it all miserable.
I would just want to curl up in a corner and forget everything.
Yeah, and that just shows the difference between Seth and John Boy there. So they wander off there. He's going to deliver the what the recorder and stuff. He left at the house there, and she slams the door in his face. Then we got these guys coming along. I don't know how much music I'd be playing if I just spent like the last 3 weeks all I was doing was playing music. I don't know if I'd be playing it on the way home on your vacation. So yeah. So he drops him off out there. He's telling John Boy not to run off. He's gonna show Seth where he brought Seth. And turns out he brings him a big old cowboy hat, just like his paws.
Huh.
Then I can't remember what he brought Wilma. So
Dress.
then here we get.
Yeah, something
we
about
get
a new dress or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he must feel especially bad right now. He basically just hit the height of his career beyond Grand Ole Opry. And then he comes back, hey, your son's dying.
Yeah. And here, that's another scene I wanted to play.
John, where you headed? No place special, just trying to think things out. Fine, get in.
See, this is where I say John would be a great therapist and psychotherapist.
Yeah, well, he definitely understands people, that's for sure.
He'd
He's
probably
good.
make a better priest, but the 7 kids sort of puts a damper on that.
Well, he's they'd be Baptist, so I believe that their reverends are allowed to marry and have kids. I know Lutherans are allowed to, Methodists are allowed to, so I'm pretty sure Baptists are allowed to.
I would sure hope so, the way their reverend's going about.
Who, what's his name? I can't remember his name.
Reverend Fordwick?
Fordwick.
Yeah.
The guy from Three's Company.
Yeah.
So, PvP, if you haven't seen it, you gotta watch the what's it called? The Drunkard? Was that the episode where we got introduced to him?
That sounds right.
Yeah, Grandpa gets him drunk on the recipe.
Is that season 1, I'm guessing, possibly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here's the link to the humanoids one, so we gotta make sure to check that out there.
Oh,
he goes, yes, we have a Yankee on our panel. Yeah, and although to the Europeans, we are all Yanks, lol, not hardly. Well, that was supposed the term Yankee was actually a Dutch term for smelly cheese, and the English were using it as an insult there, and we just turned around and took it.
And now the worst baseball team on the face of the earth uses it as their name.
Yeah. And Brother Greg says, enjoy the time you have. Yes, sir. And this year could be your last or mine, so make the most of it. Yeah. So go ahead and play more of this. Oh, I could probably cut a little bit off.
I want to thank you, John. You and Livy and kids. Been real good friends to Wilma. And a boy.
See, he can't really cry, but you notice how he does like a 3 blinks and he squints his eyes and does 3 blinks and he scrunches his eyes up like he's almost trying to force a tear.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the script called for tears, but couldn't quite manage it.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do on command.
Fred, I wish there was something I could say to help. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, see, you just did it again there.
You know what the worst part is? It's seeing the boy so quiet. He's always so full of beans, always laughing, singing.
Wasn't so quiet the other night when he heard you on the radio. should have seen him, Red. He was proud as could be.
No, it just seems that he ought to be having the best time he could now.
Well, take the mother out of the picture, and he would be having a good time there because he wants to live his life, but his mother's making him sit around in the parlor.
Yeah, I think you can blame Wilma for that one.
Yeah, plus exercise would be good for the boy.
Couldn't hurt him at this point, I suppose.
Yeah.
As long as he didn't overdo it. Like, obviously, if he runs too fast, he's going to probably pass out again. But moderation, he'd probably be okay for a while.
Yeah.
You know, you should have seen him the other day. I brought him home a costume, you know, like I wear when I'm working. His eyes just lit up like sunshine when he seen it.
He's been wanting to join that show of yours ever since he's been old enough to walk.
What am I gonna do, John?
Yeah, right here, the advice that John gives him is what I really wanted to show. But yeah, the kid wants to emanate his father there. Because I'm guessing it's because his father's never around. He just wants to be like his father. Always on the road show, kind of emanate him.
Well, he probably wants to spend time on the road with his father too, so he can actually, hang around with him, right? So,
Yeah.
And he does have the father's musical talent, so
yeah, so he could join the band on the months he's got remaining, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Red. Close thing this ever happened to my family was last Thanksgiving. John boy got hurt real bad. There's a chance he could have died.
Yeah, and now we're getting the callback to the Thanksgiving story that we just did a few weeks ago.
Hmm.
The one where John Boy got smacked in the head with that board.
Yeah, and he was hallucinating, and yeah, I remember that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
His exams were coming up and allowed him to go to college. Doctor said if he took those exams, the strain might be too much for him.
Did he take them?
Yeah, he did. We talked about it. We realized those exams were as important to him as life. In a way, it was his life, Red.
Yeah, because John Boy will probably given up if he couldn't take his exams and go to college. That will probably put him in a worse state than what he was already in. I'm not sure if you guys got that out of that story.
Well, it would have set him back a year anyway, for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
I know what Seth wants. I guess what I'm looking for is the courage to give it to him.
More like the courage to force the woman than to give it to him.
Yeah.
No,
You better get the kid and sneak out in the middle of the night before Wilma finds out what's happened, right?
No, I wonder if they actually filmed that in the truck going down the road, like attached the camera to the front of the truck, or if they just shook the truck, acting like it was driving down the road when they're filming it inside the truck.
I think it kind of looked like a blue screen or something to my
No,
eyes when I watched it.
Oh, okay.
Where they just show like scenery passing by, even though the truck is actually not moving it. That's all.
Like this, you can tell it's inside the truck there.
Well, that was real there, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about when they're just you can see both of them in the front in the truck there. I was wondering if they filmed that truck like in the road and they just going down the road, or if they actually just move the like crap in front of the lights to make it look like shadows of leaves and stuff going past the sun. That'd be a great pop question. That would be a good pop question.
They're pretty good at faking that stuff, though. I mean, usually I can tell if it's a blue screen because you can tell the scenery doesn't quite look like it's actually there. But it's like I don't really mind it in these older shows because I figure, well, that's just the way a lot of it was done back in the day. So I can kind of give that a pass. It doesn't really bother me.
Yeah. And Scurvy here is asking saying Euler indeed. And Scurvy also says, Euler, who is Cub? A buddy of yours? Yeah, I think so. I think he's been on a couple live streams of Oilers. Yeah, that's coming to think about it. If I still haven't seen there. So yeah, you tell them to take care of their. He goes in. That's where he go. Apparently, he went to go talk to Dr. Vance, and yeah, she's worried that she's crying because he's gonna die and stuff, but and he wants to give him everything he wants, so she wants to hold him up in the parlor there. And she talks him into going on the road, take them both of them on the road with him.
No, he doesn't talk her into it. He basically says that's what's going on, and
yeah,
because he could not give her a choice in the matter, because she would just sit there and whine and lock up the boy until the day they actually put him in the box.
Yeah, and lock him up would not be good for him. So, then here's Seth. He's going to go give the flute to. Well, he gives the flute to John Boy to give to Jason, and yeah, they get the back and forth. They're talking about they're going to be leaving, so he runs into Grandpa here.
Brother. How so? Hasn't he seen Seth lately?
Won't even talk to him.
And they're leaving real soon.
Yes, sir. I'd appreciate it if you'd speak with him.
Oh, I'd be glad to, John Boy.
Thank you. Seth finished this recorder. It's a gift for Jason.
I think you'd best give it to him yourself. But I'll be right along.
That there, I was like, oh, Grandpa's got something up his sleeve. He's going to come in right after John Boy there. But I figured something up his sleeve there for with that there.
Yeah. The old man definitely has a plan.
Yeah. Yeah, his music's sounding better. So John Boy comes and gives it him his flute and stuff. And here's Grandpa. This is if there's any scene I actually wanted to show, it's this one right here with Grandpa. Because Grandpa always gives sound advice, no matter what the situation, because he's the one, he's a philosopher.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite scene of the whole episode, actually, because it's Will Gear's performance as Grandpa is really great here.
Yeah.
It's from Seth. I reckon it's the recorder.
Oh, that fiddle flute from the old apple tree. Why, that is nice of Seth to give you that.
I don't want it.
Why not? Seth wanted to give you something important so that you could always remember him. Now, if I was going to die, that wouldn't be so important. You've known me ever since you was born. You got a big store of memories. Anytime you wanted to think back, remember, you'd come up with something.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, he's known Grandpa's whole life. He has all those memories of Grandpa, but, and that's kind of like a callback to yesterday with the Cardinals, with Gil's giveaway there, Everybody's wanting that all of us didn't know him all the too long, the longest 3 years, for people and stuff. But yet, when they're giving that stuff away, there's everyone. There's something special for everyone. People wanted something special to remember Gil by. Here's this basically what Grandpa's telling them. Yeah. Telling them there.
Hi, Teague. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hi, Teague.
Hey, Teague. How's it going? It's been a while. It's Kirby says, "Hey, Admiral Teague." Yeah.
I'm in time.
Sure am. And in time, so are you. And everyone that you love and cherish. And every time anyone goes away, it is going to hurt. But this time with Seth, it is different.
Yeah, when you get those younger people to die, it hits you a lot differently than, like, say, when your grandparents. Well, that might not be an example. Say, like, an older neighbor or something dies, or something, or if you're an older person, a friend, or something. Versus when you got for example, we had a young girl in our class. I can't remember her name all these years later, but she passed away, and that's just a shocker when my my classmate Levi, when he passed away, is all a big shock to us, but it's not like a big, and that hit differently than when my neighbors that I used to go visit almost every day up a couple houses down when they passed away. It didn't hit differently than that. That makes any sense.
Oh, it depends on the context for sure. Like the relationship you have with the person, how close you are to them. If they're a family member or a really good friend or just, a casual acquaintance. Yeah, of course the context will make a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it different?
Somehow it seems unjust. You're a little young yet to know the full weight of injustice. But it'd been much fairer for it to have been me than Seth.
Grandpa.
That's true. I'm 72 years old. I've lived a full, rich life. I've got to do just about everything I wanted to in my life, except for one or two things your grandma disapproves of.
I wonder what those things are.
Oh, boy.
Did anybody...
There's some prime joke material there. Yeah.
And not doing those things is why he got to live to a ripe old age of 72.
Yeah, but I was sitting there when I heard that. I was like, I wonder what those couple things are that Grandma disapproves of. Because Grandma disapproves of a lot of things. Hell, she disapproves of two-piece bathing suits. Oh wait, we haven't gotten to that episode yet.
Oh yeah, the imagination runs wild over that one. Yeah.
Well, plus modern television screwed me for that one. You just think of the nastiest stuff.
Oh yeah, I can think of a few things. Yeah.
It's not fair for anybody to have to die.
The truth is, Jason's got nothing to do with fairness.
Why couldn't it be somebody who's mean or bad?
That's one of the great mysteries. Who gets chosen? Why?
Yeah, you touched on that a little bit earlier there, Jeremy. It seems like all the pieces of shit live forever, and someone who doesn't deserve it's the one that dies.
It's like Grandpa said. There's nothing fair about it, right?
Yeah, and the world is unjust.
Well, it definitely is.
But it happens all the same. And you won't like yourself, Jason, unless you face up to it, square, and grieve for him in your heart and to his face. That way it's fair to you and to him. You're getting so big it's hard to comfort you like I used to.
Oh yeah, I know it's that I can't comfort my boy like I can comfort my daughter there. My daughter starts crying, gets all upset. I can just pick her up and set her in my lap. My other boy, he'd freaking squash me.
He's getting too big.
Oh yeah, he can fit into my clothes. But
there you go.
This is some of the best advice we've probably heard of Grandpa. And he's the one that he's probably the one that we've had to give it to him. Because he's getting to that age where he can croak at any minute.
Yeah, well, it's not too many seasons after this when Will Gear did actually really croak in real life. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that season 6, the last episode of season 6, I believe, or somewhere around there.
Yeah, I forget. I haven't seen that in so long. I forget. But
yeah, I know it's season 6.
So we got a few seasons to go then. Yeah.
Yeah. So then Grandpa leaves here, takes the flute. Now, I got a question for you guys. Do you think Jason was being a bad friend when he got this news about Seth?
Not particularly.
I think he was just going through
a natural reaction.
Yeah, just going through the denial. He didn't want to face reality. He wanted to put it out of his mind, and he just wanted to pretend that it's actually not going to happen. I think at least at the beginning, when he got the news. Now he's starting to come to terms with it, I think, at this point. And especially ever Grandpa's great little reality, check there, give him the talk about, well, this is the way it is, kid, you just got to face it.
Okay. Because I was trying to debate, I've been debating the whole episode whether or not Jason's been a bad friend or if he's just going through what he's been going through. then yeah, so you just and for the next few minutes here, he starts gradually getting better and all that as he's playing it, and he finally breaks down and starts crying. Eh, Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even catch that.
Oh yeah, I noticed that when I watched it the first time a couple days ago.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
that's
didn't
what
even.
made him cry. Because that's
Yeah,
kind of a
'cause
nice touch, right?
I did not even catch that.
Yeah, he carved his name into the pipe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then here he's playing for a. And he's gotten a lot better.
Wait a minute. You have to take it all the way down.
Oh,
Take it up to put it down. Okay. Starting in from the
It's nice though that they finally get together at the end of the episode here.
yeah, that's a very, very nice touch.
Yeah. A Waltons, definitely a Waltons moment.
Yeah. And now on to our epilogue here.
Mm.
As time went on, there were other occasions that necessitated our grieving, and I often think that this early brush with total loss made us better able to face those which were to come after. Yeah, they kept the epilogue short on that one there.
Definitely. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, at the time they put so much into the episode.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
all right, so PvP, what would you give this?
Well, I always like to be a little bit conservative, but I'm kind of haven't decided whether to give it an A or an A plus because it's one of those fairly rare episodes of the Waltons where they deal with something serious like death, especially someone young facing it. So it's a pretty hard hitting episode, definitely harder hitting than many other Waltons episodes for sure. So I think I'll have to give it an A plus. I think it probably deserves it.
Oh, we
And
got the rare Air A plus from you. Wow.
yeah, well, I mean, and I think Grandpa's little, discussion there towards the end of the episode really kind of puts it over the top for me because it's such a good scene. It's so well written. The dialogue is solid, and Will Gear, of course, being the old pro that he was at that point, kind of, delivers it pretty much flawlessly. So, yeah, I'll give it an A plus.
All righty. And welcome, Mikey. How are you?
Hi, Mikey.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, hi guys. I'm
You're
doing good.
you're
How
right
you
at,
guys
right
ready
at
for
the
the
end.
end of this year?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever for the ready for the end of anything. It always seems to get there too quickly. So.
Yeah, we're uh, yeah. Well,
You're doing your
I didn't
live
realize
stream.
that it's only 2 days now until my live stream on the end of the year on Sunday,
Yeah.
and I'm still trying to set things up, and it's going to be crazy, man. I mean, we're hoping to go 5 hours. That's what we're asking for, Jay and I. But as far as I know, Restream is supposed to be unlimited, bid rate and stuff. So yeah, we'll just see how far it goes. We'll give it a shot. But we're
You're
hoping for
starting
5
at what?
hours at least. We want to cover starting at 11 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday night. We
Eastern.
want to cover
Okay.
all the major zones. You guys over in the West, and yeah, we want
That'd
to
be
cover you guys over there in the Pacific time zone, and East
8 o'clock
Coast, and of
Pacific,
course
I think. Then.
Gorilla and Central. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah,
Yep.
so it's going to go from 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty late stream.
Yeah, Mikey's
Yeah.
roboted out again. Jerem, how would you rate this one here?
A very good episode. Especially John and Zeb with the two speeches. Top notch. The one downside I'd say is Ron Howard. For someone who's acted his entire life, somehow he
Specific
managed never to learn how to act.
Okay. So
Yeah, I gave it an A. So yeah, because I'd seen it with the recorder and everything back when I was playing the recorder in school.
yeah.
So
So Jerem, what's your grade?
A minus.
A minus. Okay,
Would
I'm
be an
guessing.
A plus, but Ron Howard is
Yeah.
not good at his job.
Yeah. And see, I'm not. See, if this is one of those, it's the A plus episode. Though I do, though my A pluses are not nearly as rare as PvPs here. It's just one of those. It's one of the few times that when shows are great is when they take the risks there, because the episode where you got a kid pretty much dying on it, there it can go wrong in so many places. Like in the episode, what's that? Q squared is the one where that kid dies in that one there. That pissed a lot of people off and stuff. No TG. You could go wrong in so
Yeah.
many fast with when you got kids dying and all that. But they did this one great here. Here, no, you had the overbearing mother and stuff, but the father pretty much changes her attitude and stuff. In that, this is a solid A plus. Plus, the scene with Grandpa there has been the best scene we've seen so far. John and
Hey, Gorilla.
with John and John.
I had a question. Yeah, Gorilla, I had a question. Did you ever give an episode? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I said, did you ever give a Waltons episode a straight up? Because I know you're the F guy, and I'm like, I don't think you've ever given a single Waltons episode.
The lowest we've given Waltons is a C minus. I can't remember which episodes those were. There's a couple of them.
Yeah, I've given a few C minuses out as well. Come to think of it, yeah.
Yeah, but with anything with like John Boy and John's usually pretty damn good gold, and John had wonderful advice. Not only that, you could just like with the long pauses and the eye movements there. And Will Gear did the same thing. He had like the slow talk and stuff like that. That's some great stuff there. So,
yeah, I think generally the weaker Waltons are just kind of like lackluster, and not really much happens in them. But I can't think of offhand of any that are really, really horribly bad. Like I'm sure there might be a few that I've forgotten about, but I can't think of one that really, really stinks bad. When I look back on watching the show for years. So, yeah.
Yeah. There.
Yeah, I think the lowest I ever gave was like a C. That's the lowest I ever gave.
Oh, there'll be an episode coming up late in the later seasons that's going to be a fuck you out of 10. I already know which one. I already know which one's going to get the coveted fuck you out of 10.
Well, the show did get less and less solid as it went on, though, right? Because Richard Thomas left, and then Will Gear, of course, passed away, and then they started getting some different characters, and then they had some other guy come back and play John Boy at a certain point later in the series. So that was all kind of weird and distracting. So yeah.
No, this one here is in season seven, I believe. And I'll point it out when we get to it, though.
Okay, so you've got it all memorized then.
Yeah,
must be really bad.
Oh no, it's just one little thing that they did. It's something they did that wrecked the whole thing.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna spoil it.
No, don't spoil it. No, I want to see that. Watch that one for the first time. Well, I've probably seen it, but it's been like 30 years or something since I watched it. So.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you guys will.
Hey, Gorilla.
Yeah, Mikey.
Oh, I was going to say. So, how many seasons did it actually last? Was it like 5, 6, 7?
11.
11. Wow.
11 seasons. Yeah, it was.
But it got worse. I mean, 11 seasons, but
most things
it changed. It changed,
but it got worse as it got.
Well, you got different casts, right? Like Richard Thomas decided to leave at a certain point because he just got bored, I guess, playing John Boy. And of course, Will Gear passed away. And then Ellen Corby, who plays Grandma, she had her stroke. So she was off the series for a number of episodes recovering. She did eventually come back, but she could never really deliver dialogue as she had previously, right? So she didn't have a lot of great, dialogue because of her stroke condition. So it did change, and then there was like a big
Yeah.
fat lady they brought in later at the household, but I can't remember the character's name at all now. So
Yeah.
so it
Well,
did
then they also
change.
bring in Cora Beth.
Yeah, Cora Beth did
Well,
come in, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I forget what season
yeah,
Cora
and
Beth
then
shows
and
up.
then the kids. Well, the other thing I noticed. Yeah, the other thing I noticed was that the kids were getting older, and as the
Right.
season
Yeah, they start growing up for sure.
And he's cutting out.
Mm.
Like he's cutting out. Alright. Alright.
Yeah, I think another show that kind of reminds me of a long running show that changes would be MASH, because MASH went through the same kind of transformations with different characters and
Well,
actors and
that
stuff,
show
right?
lasted 4 times longer than the war did.
Yeah, really. That was like what, 12 seasons, I think, something like that. Yeah.
It was 10 or 11 itself.
Yeah, but you had different
and that's
characters, right?
the other thing I noticed that they weren't like.
And he cut out again.
Yeah, and it was like the. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, it was like when the well, because I'm going to be doing all 5 seasons of the 18 next year, and it's like by the time they reached the 5th season, it sucked because Robert Vaughn came in, and then it's like he almost brought the entire thing down by himself, and that's one actor we're talking about. We're not talking about the other guys. We're talking about one guy that walks in, plays Stockwell, and the next thing you know, the whole thing goes to shit. So,
Was it the
I was
character
waiting
like
for that season to end.
Robert Vaughn was good in Man from Uncle. I'm surprised he was that bad in A-Team. Gosh.
Oh, well, it was just the premise. No, it was just the premise of PvP. The fact that they faked their deaths, at the end of season 4, they faked their deaths, and then they're like, okay, so now they're under Stockwell's, yeah, so now they're in front of a firing squad, no less, and then, so then.
So the plot line got contrived, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
They're under control, and then oh man. Anyway, but that's coming up next year, so I hope you guys, drop by Wednesday afternoons when you have a chance and follow my 18 reviews because it's gonna be so much fun. I got so much stuff planned for that. Checking out the actors and the actresses and the plot twists and all the other stuff.
All right. But I got to wrap this up. I got some stuff I have to do here.
That'd
and I
be
have
cool
to be
if
up
you could.
early in the morning. So,
right.
Thank you, Scurvy, also known as Lemon Pie, for coming there. Also, thank you, Admiral Teak, for coming. He does a lot of watch parties there, and he does Saving Star Trek there, where they talk about shows. It's always fun to go in there and listen, even if I can't make it to every stream there. And thank you, Oiler Greg, for coming. He does spoiler-free reviews, and he has a live stream coming up with coming up here with he's gonna have New Year's live stream there, but yeah, the spoiler-free review, so make sure to check that out. Thank you, Pickles, also known as LDG, for coming at #FreeTheNet. If you ever need a place to hang out or need some IT help, there's always freethenet.org/underground. And thank you to the Phantom Boomer Explorers. He always has his Friday Noir and his Sunday watch parties there on Cosby. So make sure to check his channel out. He always puts out fun trailers there. So what do you got going on, PvP?
Not a heck of a lot. I actually just kind of put a kind of a lazy playlist up the other night because I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time researching anything. So I just decided to go with a playlist of Elvis Costello's opening album tracks from all of his albums from 1977 through to 1996, which I think were his best years as a singer songwriter. Most of them are with the Attractions, which were a great backing band he had back then. And yeah, so I put the very first opening song of each of those albums in order from the first one in 1977, and I just went through year by year by year, right up till the final one he did with the Attractions in 1996, and it was quite an interesting listen. Actually, it actually flows along quite well, because he always had really good opening songs on all his albums back in those days. So it was kind of quick and easy. It didn't take me too many hours to throw it all together. So yeah, I figured, well, I got to put something up during the Christmas week. So I thought, well, what the hell, why not?
All right, so that sounds pretty good there. So make sure to check out PvP's playlist there. Mikey, what do you got going on? Mikey? Oh,
I think Mikey has left the building.
All right, Mikey, we're talking to you.
Hello.
Oh,
okay,
yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, we're asking what you got going on. We're asking you to plug
I'm here. I'm here. Yeah. So you guys know about my New Year's Eve stream, which will be at 11 p.m. on Sunday, and it's going to be on actual three different sites. It's going to be on the Restream site itself, and that's going to be on YouTube, and then it's also going to be running on Facebook Live. So, and my parents are actually going to be watching me on my very first stream. So that's the first stream they've ever come to watch. So I'm just asking people, please be nice and considerate, and don't get into any shouting matches or any cussing, because my parents really want to see me.
Okay, so I could not make a joke about
and see how well it goes, and they've heard a lot of good things about it. So
yeah. So Mikey, I could not make a joke about snorting cocaine off his ass.
And then of course 18 reviews. No, you can't do that.
I just
you
wonder
can't say that. Come on. Be nice. My parents are going to be watching. Okay. Once they go to bed, then you can drop F-bombs all night if you want.
All right. All right, Jer, what do you got going
on? No Saturday morning cartoons tomorrow, but next week will be full slate. I will be starting either this next week or the week after. I'll be starting a sci-fi live stream on Mondays. Should be 5:00. Not sure if it's just going to be the watch party or if it's going to be a review, but we'll get started. I'm going to start off with Andromeda.
Okay. Yeah, is that just going to be the first episode, or?
If it's a watch party, it'll be just the first episode, yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure to watch that again, and so I can hop on there.
It's a two-parter, so technically it's the first two episodes.
Okay, so I'll make sure to watch that again tonight.
Yeah. I was going to say. Yeah, I was going to say Gorilla and Resolute. Maybe PvP if you want to come by. But don't forget, Jet Nerd is doing their last show on Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So,
their last
I'm going to be there for the guys, and then
is it their last?
Probably the last time I'll be there for Jet Nerdy. So just hanging out. Well, it's the last one of the year for them, but I don't know what they're doing after Saturday, Gorilla. So.
Yeah, I won't be on tomorrow.
And don't forget that Question of Trek isn't coming back until January 7th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people away until the new year now, basically. Yeah. So. But I
All right.
won't be on tomorrow because I'm finally going to my cousin's for a late Christmas get together, because we were going to do it like 2 weeks ago, but then they got a terrible flu bug and they were really, really sick for a week. So we had to cancel. So I'm going over tomorrow afternoon, and I'll be there probably, into fairly late
Oh
evening. So
no.
yeah.
Oh,
So
sorry,
finally
PvP.
get together.
Oh,
Well, at
okay.
least we're getting together tomorrow. So that'll be fun,
But
so.
but you're off. But yeah, but you're off Monday, right? So you can
Yeah,
come
because
by our
January,
stream on Sunday night, right? You're off Monday.
I should be able to. Well, yeah, it's January 1st on Monday, right?
Yeah,
So
January 1, right?
yeah,
So
so yeah, I don't work on New Year's Day, of course. Yeah.
And hey, Daniel, we're just closing up here.
All right.
Hey, Daniel.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy. What's up?
I don't know how much of the stream you caught.
No, I just got here.
Oh, okay. You got anything going on?
No.
Alrighty. As for me, I am be tomorrow. We are reviewing the cars that ate Paris. So that'll be at 6:00. Already got the thumbnail or the thing made. Sunday. Are we wanting to do a stream on Sunday? Germ PvP.
I'm not too worried about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I got probably, hard to believe, but this week's flown by so quickly. I'm thinking I'm back at work on Tuesday, and I'm kind of dreading it because I still got plenty of things that I should do around here. So
yeah.
yeah, I can take Sunday off. I mean, I'll go on to Mikey's late night
Oh, hi, time
party for a
traveler.
while. I probably
Hi.
won't stay there the whole time,
Hello.
but
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you know. I'll talk to Germ here once he gets back.
Hey,
but,
Daniel.
also, Wednesday we'll have Justified, and then on next Friday we are going to be reviewing the episode The Cradle. So, and I'm going to try to get another Keys to the Kingdom discussion out here this weekend, but no promises on that. And Scurvy saying, hey, Daniel, hey, Mike.
Yeah, I think. Hey, Lemon Pie. Sir Led. Yeah, he's going to be our big moderator. And hey, Daniel. And my wife, Suzanne, will also be moderating the chat. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it, guys. I hope we see all you there. And we're going to have some fun, guys. We're going to party. It's going to be a party going into the new year. And hopefully next year is going to be awesome. Yeah, so we'll see.
I think it will be because we might get a Donkey Kong Country movie starting up next year. Hopefully.
So, alrighty. With that, we're going to end it here. You have a good night, and remember to be a gorilla.
Good night, everybody.